Diary of a sociopathic mother-in-law, no longer next door. Today's date is Sunday, 28th of December 2025, last few days, and it's grey, cool. It's not particularly cold for this time of year. So, I think in the last entry I've spoken about the husk turning up after seeing us walking the dog. She probably thought, ooh, when I drop these presents off, I'll use it as an opportunity to pounce on the beacon when she's vulnerable. So she goes, I'm recapping this for my own benefit as much as anything else. She's got the excuse of taking gifts, and then she just goes to the back door. Like normally, so what you would do is, the way the house is set up, if you wanted to leave a parcel, like where the postman leaves a parcel, you go up the drive to the back door, and there's a porch, like an open porch, and everything's just left there at the back door. But then further into the garden, if you keep walking past the back door, you come to the kitchen door. So there's like two back doors, and she just trots along to the kitchen door. Had we not been in, she would have left them under the porch. Had she thought I was there, I'm pretty sure she would have just left them under the porch and scarpered. She didn't. She thought, yeah, I'm going to pounce on the beacon because she thinks she's weak. I don't know if I said this. She got her 50th card and some present, some flowers. I don't know if she got her another present. I don't know. I can't remember. But one thing for sure, she didn't get her anything for Christmas, and not even a Christmas card. But she did get our daughter something for Christmas. Money, of course. And some perfume in a card. She can't even write to, our daughter's name, to such and such. She literally just puts in, from the husk. That's all she ever puts in a card, from the husk. She doesn't greet the person. She never puts any words in. So it's just from the husk. It's a total tick box exercise. But it's like she doesn't even want to give you anything, any of her words. Now, this next bit is disturbing, in my opinion. So she's trying to manipulate the beacon, rubbing her arm, saying, "Oh, you're all right. Maybe I'll see you in the new year. I miss you," or whatever it is she's saying. Getting nothing back off the beacon. She's trying, when she has sent her a text message, she's trying to say, "I miss you," and give her the impression that she does love her, and that she always has and always will. Because I don't know why she's starting to use this tactic. I'd need to look back into the records and either through this diary or just through my own recall. I'm pretty sure I've said to her on occasions, "You don't love her." In fact, I definitely have, because that's when she went mad with us. Said you never loved her, never have. I never wanted her. Now, I think I may have also said, you don't love her and your actions speak louder than words. I'm pretty sure at some point I've put that across to her. But it's blatantly obvious she does not love her. She loves herself, or at least that's the mask that she wears to cover up her self-loathing. So, in the 50th card, again, thank you. There's no real words, just the usual. I might have said dear to beacon in the card, in the 50th card. I'd need to check, but it just says from the husk. Now, what's disturbing, I think, is she hasn't written any words, like I've just explained. She hasn't written any words, but in the card, the words that are in the card, it says blah 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 blah. Hope your day is filled with wonder and joy. Yeah, right. Blah 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 blah. I will always love you, from the husk. But I will always love you is the words in the card, the printed words. And she double underlines always. I will always love you. But double underlined. The beacon picked up on it straight away. It's like you cannot just write something from the heart because you haven't got a heart. You can't just write something from the heart and just let the words ring out. You're underlining something that you haven't even written yourself, but you want to draw attention to it. It's sick. It's like a school teacher telling off the naughty child. You got this wrong, underline it twice in red pen. And it's very manipulative, and it feels like guilt tripping. And the beacon just thinks it's pathetic. She just says she can't even write her own words. She underlines someone else's. She's sick, man. Sick. When I say sick, you don't have to be a murderer to be sick. It just means you're not right. She is sick. She's ill. She's disordered. She doesn't know what she's doing. Anyway, why is she not getting a Christmas present and a Christmas card? I wonder. She feels the need to get her a birthday, but not Christmas. But she gets our daughter Christmas. So she's leaving out us adults. Yeah, she's pathetic. I mean, what she's doing is, she knows she can't send a family card and leave my name off it. Family Christmas card. Because she knows how that'll go down with the beacon. And her daughter. So she excludes both of us and just sends it to our daughter. That's effectively what she's doing, in my opinion. And she probably thinks, this has got nothing to do with her, with the granddaughter. This is for grown-ups. No, it's not. It's for children. This problem, the husk, is for children because you're a child. These are the sorts of problems children have in the playground. Our daughter is a fully functioning, mature adolescent. She's not a child. But you just look at everybody as a child. Anyway, she probably thinks, it's not the children's business, it's the family politics. Wrong, husk. Wrong. Our daughter knows everything. Maybe not to the nth degree of detail, but she knows everything. She knows the truth, and she knows you're a liar, and she knows that you've lied to her about us. And when I say us, I mean the situation, why you moved here, what was behind it, what your reasons were, and why we allowed it. You've told her one big stinking rotten lie, and she knows that. She can't stand the ATM. She didn't like him from the start. She told us, and she didn't like him playing the part of Grandad. Okay, is that plain and simple enough to get through your little pea brain? And she also, like I say, knows that you've lied to me about Mum. Her mum, that is. You've lied to me about my wife, her mother, and you've lied to my wife about me, her father. And she knows about the recording that you accidentally sent me, where you were pretty much telling the ATM the complete opposite to what the truth is. And he was lapping it up, calling us. And she knows that. Husk, get this through your thick skull. We are a family unit. We are one. You hurt one, you hurt them all. Hurt us all. Okay? Do you get that? As long as we are morally correct and on the right side of truth, then we all move as one. This is the conspiracy. It's more than one person breathing together. Conspire. Nothing negative in that word in and of itself. Together, breathing. And that's what we do. All three of us conspire. We are one. So, you don't understand, Husk, that your granddaughter has got probably, definitely just as much anger in her as what I have. And Beacon has definitely got as much anger in her as what I have. Okay? Because we're one, we see the injustice. It just gets expressed differently. The Beacon goes quiet and cold and just deals with you. Whereas I'll show it more externally. Get off my property now and don't come back. You don't get any second chances. Once you've destroyed it, that's why it's called destroy. You can't put it back together. Once you've destroyed trust, you don't get back into our lives. So just be very, very, very grateful that our daughter wasn't there when you were preying on my wife. Because believe me, you do not want to know what's coming if you ever cross her path. Pair of yous. So she's totally naive and ignorant. And she still sends her a card, Christmas present. But I think she needs, it's not about the present for our daughter, it's about looking like she's still doing what a mother does or a grandmother does, so she can maintain a fragile pride, dysfunctional pride. So if somebody says, "Oh, what did you get your daughter for your beacon for Christmas?" "Oh, we don't bother with presents either anymore, because one wasn't given to her either." She can live with that. And I think that's one of the reasons why she also didn't give one. Second guessing what the beacon would do, i.e. I think she made just a guess that she wasn't going to get her one, so she was safe not to get her one. But she doesn't realise that effectively what she's doing when she gives our daughter a card is just, again, sending the message that I'm not sending your parents a card, just you. She doesn't like that husk. She can see through it. She's not a child. So anyway, anything else to say on that? I think it's really just how it made us feel when I had that sinking feeling in my stomach. I just felt literally sick, powerless, under a huge amount of stress, fear, adrenaline rushing, feeling like I'm not in control of my own life. She just rocks up and helps herself to my property and just thinks she can manipulate and thinks she's entitled to. She's got no respect for me whatsoever. And she just totally ignores us, even on my own property. She can't do that. She can't do that and expect it not to have a ripple effect on the rest of the family. But I feel like I haven't got control of my own boundaries. My home. It's very, very distressing to us all. And it creates tension and potential arguments. Sometimes it does cause arguments. We have argued about this just today because it's very, very, very sensitive. And it's difficult. It's difficult to keep putting yourself in the other person's shoes, the beacon, because I'm hurt inside and angry inside and feel completely like it hasn't affected my self-esteem, but it like that's what these attacks do. They make you feel worthless because she just treats us like I'm worthless. That's a tactic. She only does it covertly, but she's doing it overtly now. It's not going to work, Husk, because I'm much, much stronger than you. But it's really distressing and really depressing, and causes anxiety to us all. And so the following day was Christmas Day, and felt a bit down, but I managed to pull all of that to one side and not totally forget it and not speak about it, but just try and put it second to just making sure the three of us had a good day, and we did. But then on Boxing Day, on the 26th, it just came flooding back. It just like, you should be safe in your own home. It's everybody's natural right is to be safe in your home from predators. And that includes harassment and obviously emotional abusers. And harassment, in the eyes of the legal system, is just any unwanted behaviour repeated. But you've got to tell them it's unwanted, in case they're dumbasses and are sociopaths and they don't know what normal boundaries are. Now you've got to tell them. So we've told her now. I told her, don't come back without an invitation, without permission. Don't come back onto this property. Leave us alone. I made that very clear. Leave us alone. He heard it as well. So I've made it clear. But she thinks the Beacon's more passive approach is consent. That's why she's just ignoring us. So, but you're going to find out. If you keep this up, Husky, you're going to find out what the law tastes like. Because we're all on the same hymn sheet. None of us want you there. So, that's harassment. Now that she's been told, if she comes back to this house, steps foot on the property, or comes anywhere near us when she's clearly got no reason to, then it's harassment. So, like I say, it makes you feel like you're not safe, gives you anxiety. And what are you anxious about? Just having to deal with it. We just want to be left alone. It is harassment. Even without that, like, having told her straight to the point, it's still harassment. The Beacon told her in a text, actually, leave our daughter alone. She'll reply when she's ready. And she has stopped texting her. And then she said, and she's kind of, I don't know if she said something like, I'm not ready to talk. I'm sure, again, I would need to go back in the archives. I'm sure the Beacon said to her, I'm not ready to talk. That means leave me alone. But again, you have to be explicit with her. She's so black and white. But she'll find little loopholes anyway. Well, he said leave us alone. I thought you meant don't text us. Surely I can come round and see my daughter. Hiya. Surely I can come round and see my daughter. No. But she's been told now, so it's caused a lot of stress, distress and depression over the last few days. And I have a right, we have a right, but I'm speaking obviously mainly for myself, because I'm me. I have a right not to have to put up with this. She's sick, man. I've never, ever, ever even spoken a word to either of them outside of the boundaries of my property. I don't speak to them. I don't look at them. I don't bother them. In fact, I avoid them. I purposely, when I go for a run, if it ever comes across, I can go past his house, I'll say, no, I'm not. Can't be bothered. I leave them alone. I don't bother them. That's what a moral human being does. You cross that line on my property, I can say anything I want to, because you are breaking my natural rights, and I'm allowed self-defense. Okay, Buster. So, and he seems like this ATM. It's like he's got no fear. He doesn't do anything huge. Like, he knows how to antagonise us, put it that way, quietly. He's got no fear. It's like, and I don't know why that is. I think, well, the way Beacon put it was, because I could do some serious harm. And he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. He's on my property. And if you don't remove yourself, I'll remove you. And we'll let the judge decide what's reasonable force, dickhead. But it's like it's got no fear. But Beacon said they're just children. What you've got to remember is they're children. It's what children do. Play the tough guy in front of the girl. And I think she's right. I think she's right. He's playing the tough guy in front of the girl, in front of his princess that he's rescued. And he probably thinks that I'm not stupid enough to hit a flipping 74-year-old codger. But he's pushing us. And it wouldn't surprise us if he would probably like to be hit, because then he can play the victim with her and with all of his sick friends in the village. Oh, the boogeyman hit us. And it gets me a bad rep. He's a total liability, whichever way you look at him. To himself and to me, he's a liability. Total liability. But he's bringing her to do the harassment. Blocking me drive, he was. Blocking my driveway. He didn't park respectfully. He blocked my driveway. He is playing his part in the harassment, and he needs to be very careful. So anyway, what the Beacon has decided to do is, I don't know if I said this in the last entry, she was writing an email. She was going to write a letter, but then she thought, nah, why should I give her me own personal letter? I'll type an email. It's colder, like her, less formal, and obviously you've got proof that it was sent, and you can get a read receipt as well, I think. So anyway, she's going to write her an email. She's been pondering for a few days because she wants to get it right, but she's writing it today. In a nutshell, she's going to tell the husk why she is so angry, because she owes it to herself to tell her. Because I think she feels guilty that she hasn't protected me. These are her words. That she hasn't protected me by telling her mother that she knows about that recording and how disgusted she is, and that's why she's one of the reasons why she's so angry. And then that protects me, because the husk is telling herself that I'm brainwashing her. I've said this. That's how much respect she's got for her daughter. The fact that she could be brainwashed by a man. What an idiot. So anyway, she's going to tell her some truths about why she's angry with her. She's also going to tell her that our daughter's angry with her as well, and that she knows things or everything, and that we are all angry with her, and try and spell out just what I was saying before, that we are one. You hurt one, you hurt them all. And she has actually individually hurt us all anyway, so it's not like we're sticking up for each other, even though we would. And she's going to tell her not, to leave us alone. Do not come back to the house. Because, in her words, I don't want you to. Because she's convincing herself. She'll be convincing herself, the husk, that the Beacon doesn't want her to come back because I kick off, and it's just not worth the hassle. That's what she'll be telling herself. And he'll be agreeing with her. No, that's not why I'm kicking off. I'm kicking off because none of you're not welcome. So she's going to tell her that. Words to that effect. Now, whether any of this will land, who knows? But, hiya. But, whether any of it lands, who knows? But she owes it to herself to get it off her chest and give her the information, the truth, the truthful information. What she does with that is up to her. That's not within her power. So, no point worrying. Thank you. Cheers. It's no point in her worrying about that, what she does with it. So she's going to do that today, which is going to help me. It's going to help us all. But, speaking personally, it's going to help me hugely. Because as much as she does not affect my self-esteem, she can't. I know what she is. I just don't want... I want her to know the truth. And then if she spreads lies, it's just more evidence that it's her doing it. But also, it's just, if you spread lies, even though you know the truth, it just goes to show how sick you are. And also when I'm out and about in my own village where I live, I hate the idea of seeing them and they don't know the truth from the beacon. So it just makes us feel at ease, not diseased. So that's going to get sent today. That'll be a nice little present for coming back from a fake holiday with roadkill and the ATM. God, that must have been a laugh. There's no life between them. I mean, roadkill, this is how I see it. She's got roadkill so controlled that I believe roadkill just lives, when it comes to a mother, keeping her happy, she just lives in a constant low level of anxiety, stress, anxiety. What's she going to do next? How do I keep her happy? How do I keep her happy? Because she is like the golden child. She's really taught her how to behave and how to keep her happy, how to keep the husk happy. And that must be a horrible sort of state to be in, where you're constantly walking on shells, constantly. That's called stress. And roadkill, she's so demoralised. She's got no life in her, and it comes across. Energy, a vibration, her frequency. ATM and the husk goes without saying. They're boring. Grandad was the fun one. Anyway, and then Roadkill's husband, it's just the same. He's got no crack. Can't talk to you about anything. The only conversation you can have with him is if you keep the conversation going and it's about things that he's interested in. If you happen to know nothing about what he's interested in, like Xboxes and plastic Formula One racing cars that go in your spare room and plug into your Xbox so you can pretend to be a racing car driver. If you've got no knowledge or interest in the things that he's into, forget having a conversation. And he's always the first one to just get his phone out when he gets bored of the conversation. Roadkill's not quite as bad, but in terms of conversation, you've got to keep it on a level, and it really has to be about what she's got a common knowledge in. That's why they just talk about crap, because they've got no interests, no real interests. Husk, heaven forbid, you talk about something she's got no awareness of, goes in a huff, and ATM just sits there, all quiet and compliant, doesn't say much. Hard work. Imagine trying to light the fire and get that party going. No chance. Happy Christmas.